What's going on, yo, party people? It's your boy, Will BK. And you know what? You know where you are? Some of your people might know, some people might not know, but you know where you are. This is the Trip Over Radio Show, the only place where you can get some type of alternative intimacy going on and stuff. Don't like saying it that way, but I couldn't say it the other way because this didn't make sense too. But this is, an entanglement type of show. But everybody's got them hidden vices and shit going on like that. This is the place you want to be at S.STREET Media. And, this is all the shows, underground shows going on. If you want to know where to find it out for yourself. But I'll tell you where it is at the end of the show. But anyway, we have a special show here on the Triple B Radio Show with your boy Will BK. I've got OGs in the spot. I've got other professionals in the field. But before I get to them, I have to let everybody knows on the show with me for the most part. This person right here next to me, cute gypsy chick with the dreads and whatnot. She got the gypsy thing going on and whatnot. Got the ring in the nose. Cute. Libra thing going on and whatnot. This is Genergy, y'all. Genergy, right. Cuddlist extraordinaire and whatnot. Yes. The embracement lady. And and then the other person over here, Kingmaster Hardy over there, Hardy Brooklyn, all y'all. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Yes. This guy's the weirdo over here with the no shirt on and the harness. And my tetes and whatnot.
Tetas.
Whatever he's got going on over there. And then I have two special guests here. First person is a dominatrix supreme, bona fide cutie pie, knows her way around the kink lifestyle and stuff like that. We got Michelle Wild over here. And she's going to give us a little demonstration with fire play a little bit later. Not fire play in terms of motherfuckers that's burning down there, but how you can express yourself and enjoy yourself with fire. But the man of the hour, everyone, the porn OG, the man who's fucked 1 million and I don't I disrespect him by saying million, but I'm sure there's more than that. Everyone, Mo the Monster, y'all. Mo the Monster. Monster Mo is up in the house. And I ain't know, but I'm just Will BK with the fake teeth and shit, You like that shit? You like that? I'll get used to it. These teeth is, they gonna get used to me, but you know what it is. But thank y'all for all coming. Thank y'all for coming. Definitely for checking us out for the next hour or so. And, we're gonna be in here kicking it, talking, and, finding some things out, First to my other co-host, how's everybody been? Jay, where you been, Jay?
I've been working.
Really? You talk low, so you have to talk.
I've been working and excited about getting ready for the show for tonight.
Okay.
I'm really excited about some fireplay, seeing what that's all about.
Jen and I been fighting, so she ain't come for the last couple of weeks. That's what it really is. But it's okay. And, of course, our bona fide weirdo up in the spot, What's going on with you, Hardy?
Had a great weekend. Partied away, went camping in the Rockaways, blew up a lot of shit.
What did you blow
up? A lot of shit.
Yeah, we blew up some rafts.
Oh.
Got the fire department, got the helicopter, got the fireboat. We got everything. We got
dangerous,
all the city services.
Dangerous over here, man.
No sense in me pulling out my fire guard license because it ain't going to be no good. And Michelle Wild is a good friend of mine. I've known Michelle for a few years. I love Michelle. Michelle has paddled me on previous
yes.
And I remember
Saran wrapped you.
And Saran wrapped me.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget the day when she was demonstrating, I think the first time paddling or flogging with me, and she went into dominatrix mode and whatnot, and I think I might have said fuck you.
And you cried.
Oh, really?
No, you didn't say fuck you. You started crying.
No. I said fuck. No. I said fuck you.
Sugarcoat it now.
No.
Wow.
You gave me a directive, and I said fuck you while you were paddling me, and then you said, oh really? And then you said wow, and I took the first one, but the second one I was like, all right, I said whatever you asked me to say. So but you're looking good. How you been?
I'm good. Life is good.
All right. Good. And of course, man of the hour, Mo the Monster, This guy is a porn OG. I guess you probably are a porn OG, man. How many sex movies or scenes have you been in collectively, to your
A
knowledge?
little over 2,000.
Wow. Is that with scenes? Is that people? When you say 2,000?
2,000 scenes.
Wow.
Yeah. All worldwide, of course.
Oh wow. Shit, that's. What? Is there what's your favorite part about fucking all of these women?
I would think fucking.
The part when I nut and they give me my check.
Has there ever been a time where it's like you were busting and said, no, I did it wrong, do it again, and or is everything just
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I had a very unorthodox career. Like, I started here in New York. My first scene was on the subway, and like that was on YouTube. It went viral. And then I shot in New York, which, we're like the epicenter for everything else. But as far as when it comes to porn, we're like the 5th, 6th market, as far as top. So
what are the other markets in front of New York? Other than California? That's the only market I would know that's ahead of New York. But what are other markets ahead of?
If you break it down as far as America, you're going to go L.A., Vegas, Miami. And it's, surprisingly enough, there's a lot of people that shoot in Arizona. There's a lot of mansions and stuff out there, so they fly a lot of talent out to Arizona. And then you have New York, and then you have Chicago. And then internationally, you have, Japan, you have Budapest. Like, those are like the main areas. And then you have UK, where a lot of people shoot there.
That Arabic porn scene is pretty big also. I like that. I don't know if that Punjabi or whatever, but the Arabic porn scene is pretty.
Well, see, what it is it's forbidden in that country.
Taboo.
So because of that, they're like the most eccentric. Like, I think maybe about 5 years ago, I swore they owned Twitter. Because it was like, everybody was like, wow, like it's all the way over there. And like, but I didn't realize that by posting little, skin bits of the scenes or the, previews or my little jokey joke things I would do before we actually do the stuff for the actual company. That stuff actually would catapult me because people enjoy to see the stuff that most of the people didn't show because Twitter at that time wasn't as big as it is now. So I kind of rode the social media wave into porn, So like now, the things that they do is things that I was doing, 6, 7 years ago. When everybody was like, "No, you can't do that." We don't want people to come to the set because, for me, I'm in the moment. But in reality, there's people that's actually watching this and they're following it. So they're like, "Oh, they're over there. We're gonna go over there. We're gonna, we're gonna meet these girls." So, it was an experience for me, and I enjoyed it. I think because I had the element of starting with underground, then building up to actually doing pro amateur, then professional, then go to LA where now, you got 40 people on set watching you perform. Then going to Europe and then like working with some of the most acrobatic, flexible, like out here, you realize I'm from the Bronx, I'm from the hood, so, one-on-one, if it's two guys, you know how it is, you on that end, I'm on this end, and then like you're in Europe and they're like, yeah, we want triple penetration.
Whoa.
I'm like, all right, so like how I'm supposed to fit in there, and so there's 2 guys there,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You kind of got to figure it
Come
out.
on, do a split.
Is it so? Would it be uncomfortable to sit next to someone like Hardy? I'm sure you will. The further you go outside of the country, because his style of kink or whatever you want to call it is popular.
You see, like with me, I think I kind of came in the game with an open mind, and shout out to Lola,
Lola Bastinado.
Shout out to Michelle, like. Me and Michelle met like literally like my first year, and I ended up like working for her and doing a scene for her company. So being in that whole swingers alternative lifestyle kind of atmosphere, I already was prepared for it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, as long as you're not forcefully bringing your style or your thing to me, to each their own. You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny that you started off working with Michelle. Now, Michelle, how did you start off? Because you're pretty much a dominatrix for
I am, but I was also a photographer.
Oh.
So I actually shot him in my apartment.
Yeah.
With another company, Freaky. Yeah.
Are they still around, Freaky? I mean, isn't that everyone's
No,
company?
it's Little Freak.
It's Little Freak.
His full name is Little Freaking You, but we all know him as Little Freak.
So what got you into it?
Into what? Porn or?
What got you into? Well, not porn. What did you? I don't want to say you got into porn because I know Mo from porn.
Yeah.
Did you ever do porn?
No.
Well, the lifestyle.
It's a long story, but I think I was always an alpha female, and so it just kind of gradually grew. I didn't grow up with the internet, so I didn't really know the things I was feeling and the things I was fantasizing about. And then as I got older, it just kind of gradually baby steps. My first photo gig was actually a BDSM party. So I got a really good lesson on watching people, asking questions, and that's how I learned about fetish and kink. And then I just kind of gradually, it's a journey. It's not a race. It's just like Mo, it's a journey. And so you start off, you meet people, you meet more people, and then you discover stuff. You start one place, you learn one thing, and then you start learning other stuff. And it just kind of grows. And then before COVID, I was actually hosting femdom parties.
Oh shit. Well, what's
Yeah.
a femdom party for those femdominates?
It's female dominance, and all the guys are submissive or slaves.
Then there were some female submissives too.
Yeah, there
Well,
are, but
those
there
are
wasn't at our party. But yeah,
No, no. Well, I mean, Hardy, you're the one sitting here with the harness on. Now,
I'm definitely not submissive.
no. But
well,
you
listen,
can play
hold on,
submissive.
but you can be
submissive.
you can be kinky and not be submissive.
How so?
Well, we can
sure.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
don't act like
I
don't
mean,
you
well,
know?
Well, no, you could be submissive and not be kinky. I mean, it's not exclusive. Everything is separate.
Yeah, like this weekend there was a submissive guy that somebody told him to put wood on the fire, and that's what he did. He just kept putting wood on the fire and kept putting wood on the fire and kept putting wood on the fire.
Right. Doesn't mean he's into kink stuff. It just means he's submissive.
This means you like good wood. I guess.
I know you like good wood.
No.
Uh-oh.
See.
He said backwards.
I don't have the proper comeback for that one. So I have to learn. I have to eat that one.
I got you, bro. He was talking about backwood cigars,
Oh,
Twisted
I hope so.
Roll.
I hope so. Shit. So you mentioned your first time was on the train, so to speak. Describe that experience, your first time.
All right, it's a funny story because if you talk to the director, he'll tell you a different version. But my version, we basically, we had through a lot of underground parties at that time, so we was always around the sex industry. Not really porn as much, but people having parties, blah blah blah. And after basically being his intern for about maybe a month and a half, I'm like, I'm not really trying to work for you. I want to be a performer. So we used to bet, you know how we do. We roll CeeLo, blah, blah, blah. So I had a bet with him on actually 2K, the basketball game, and was like, if I beat you, I want to be in one of your movies.
Right.
And he took me up on the bet because if Casey's watching, Karan, Woe Productions, that's the company I first started with. And basically, he beat me and took a TV from me. So that was like the double or nothing. Like, you got my TV, at least let me be on the TV, So,
Right.
And I won, and we ended up, he basically flipped it on me and was like, all right, you won. You want to do it? Let's do it right now. So it was about 3, 4 in the morning. We was at the one of the last stops on the A train, and he had the big camera because this is probably back in 2005 or something. So he had the big
Almost
camera.
like the boom box.
Yeah, he looking like Radio Raheem on the train. And then we basically just kind of got it started while it was still having a little service before they send it out to do the run or do the route. And we pretty much just whipped it out and just got it in right there while it was in service. People was coming off and on the train, and I had to keep my head straight and not worry about it. Some people got out the car like, what the, other people was just, oh, okay, so
Stayed a while.
luckily, no police or undercovers came the whole time. We probably got maybe halfway close to getting into Manhattan, and then we had to kind of get out and go around because Manhattan, you definitely would have got caught. So we U-turned, ran down. Girl, I had titties jiggling, running through the subway station.
Nice.
Went on the other side, and then filmed the second half of the scene going back to the last stop.
Now, for you and Michelle, and for you, Jen, and as well as Hardy. Now, as coming up in the scenes that you're in, are there type of newbie type of things that you have to kind of go through or do paying that you'll go through, whether it's a dom, whether it's a porn star, or just coming up, there's things that you have to endure or go through to kind of get your feet wet? Like, as a porn star, did you have to fuck just the ugliest girl or the fattest girl? Or you have to...
I think everybody's journey is different. With my journey, I don't discriminate size, age. I'm a straight male, so as long as it's straight, I'll play the line. Sometimes some people say some of the scenes I might have danced on the line a little bit. I've done cuckold scenes where there's guys like, I don't know if anybody's familiar with cuckold, but it's usually, there's like a submissive, there's a submissive guy. Usually in my situation, being a BBC big black cock, it'll be like a white guy playing the husband. Sometimes he's playing the boyfriend. Sometimes he's playing the son or the father. It's different roles, and sometimes the guys are actually into us more than the girls. So it's it gets to where a few times there were scenes that was done where like I would work with the girl, then after the scene, the guy will come eat the cum or something like that. Like it gets like I say, it gets very gray. You know what I mean? So. But
great.
On the verge of that, when you first kind of come in the game, especially as a male performer, you want to make yourself versatile as possible. So you want to try to do any type of scene.
Just
so
open to anything.
And usually if you try to go to one of the top name girls or your favorite porn star and say, I want to do a scene for you, and I want give me a chance. They're gonna look at you and be like, okay, stay on the line with the other 20,000 people that asked me the same question. So. Any girl that gives you an opportunity. So in the beginning, when I was in New York, Exotica used to be one of the big things that everybody would come to New York from
porn
all over.
exhibit.
So when
Convention.
Exotica would come around, I would have a camera guy, or they would have a camera guy, or I'll reach out to them, ahead of time and set it up. And any girl that was willing to work with me, I've worked with big girls. I've worked with super BBWs. I've worked with grandmas. I've done a gilf porn. I think in Vegas.
I didn't even know that was something gilf.
Yeah. I think the oldest performer I ever worked with, she was about 62 years old.
Damn. Did she have big titties? I like.
No, you know what it is? She reminded me of like that hippie chick. Like rocking at Jimi Hendrix, chilling at Woodstock. You know what I mean? Her vibes was cool. You probably couldn't even tell that her age because she was full of life.
I'm not saying this.
You just did. You just kind of did. But it's okay. I mean, I'm not 62 yet, but.
I am, because I got no teeth. So don't pay no more.
I have a question for you. You said how many thousand? Did you say 10,000 or two? How many thousand movies did you say you did?
Over 2,000.
Okay, so what kind of time frame does that take? Like, how long has it?
I mean, with me, I was very ambitious. I mean, we're from New York, so like LA. They're more laid back, so most guys would do like one scene a day. Like in my prime, I was like basically the fallback guy. So if somebody else couldn't get it done, they'll call me last minute. I'll come through, knock it out. So I would sometimes do 2, sometimes 3 scenes a day.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I was like that.
That's like you've been doing it for about 12 years, right?
Yeah. This January will make 12 years. Yeah.
How did you learn all the moves? I mean, I think what we do is we all come with a certain set of skills, certain skill sets that we know how to do. But how do you learn the other different things that you don't know how to do? The flip back shit with the tongue in your mouth move. How do you learn those?
Well, I mean, the way the directors would always tell me, they would say like, watch good porn. So see some of the older stuff, see some of the classic stuff, and learn from there. The beauty of porn is like any other type of form of artwork. You can customize it to you. You make your style work. So like I did watch scenes with Lex. I've watched scenes with Shawn Michaels. I've watched Mr. Marcus. Like I've watched all the guys, going back into the 70s over just me as a regular person just watching porn as a teenager. And I kind of picked up on certain positions. So once you get that director, it's kind of like being in school to an extent. Like I had a director, his name is Buck. He used to shoot out in Queens. They used to shoot Buck Brothers Productions. And he was the type of guy that he was on me, like that school teacher that knew you had all the potential and wouldn't let you be a slacker or hang out in the back of the class and cut class type thing. And he's like, listen, don't ever put a girl in a position that you couldn't keep for at least 5 minutes. Because once they have that first couple of minutes, it has to have continuity. So, like I said, the beauty of my journey was that I was able to be here in New York and actually go through the learning process of the particulars of angles. So most people they think that when they do sex at home, it's similar to doing sex in the porn industry. It's not.
Right.
You have to have angles. If we was cuddled up and kissing like we was at home, you guys watching wouldn't see nothing. Yeah. So, you can be the best lover in the world, but now you have to adapt. So I learned from him to be cautious of where the cameraman is at, signaling. Sometimes you have to do like signals just like baseball. You're throwing signals, you're letting them know I'm about to do something, back up or, zoom in so you can see this, you know what I mean? And then you gradually learn. So it's like as the more scenes you do, it becomes more of mastering your craft than just trying to get in there and just get some free pussy. It's not, it's not the same as apples and oranges.
It's like anything else when you do anything else when you're dealing with a camera.
Yeah, you're a performer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be boring, like in your lifestyle, or you, Hardy, or you can, when you have to give directions, when directions and instructions come into play?
That happens all the time. That makes it a better performance, and that makes it a better scene, and it makes it, for me, instead of trying to guess, when somebody tells me what they want, and I get to tell them what I'm going to do, it makes it a lot more pleasant because it's not guessing. It's not a guessing game.
And satisfaction is
Is the
there.
goal.
Like you're going to be satisfied because you're asking for what you want and then you're receiving
But at the
it.
time,
Well, you can give somebody parameters, and then the person can kind of work within those parameters. That's what I do, right?
Right.
so even if they
boundaries.
rapid fire direction or instruction, it's still something that you want to hear at that time. All right, you already told me to do this. Start breathing this way. Don't lick it there. No, stick it there. No, smell this. No, put your finger there. No, put it back there.
If that's the
And so
relationship
it's
that
like,
you have, yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
There are a lot of people that like that. There are a lot of people, a lot of men that need that.
Well, yeah, but I think I've been turned off by that shit sometimes.
But that's you.
God, man.
Yeah, but some women like to tell their lover what to do. I mean, they're getting off on that.
But I think that I guess I always assumed it was always established prior to that. But I think if there's too many different directions or instructions going on, it just kind of throws it off.
But like when he's doing a scene, like you've constantly got to like move the angle, pull the ass cheek back, pull the titty up. I mean, tilt it 25 degrees. I mean, that's all going on.
Yeah, in your personal life, you're not going to have to be on a certain angle so that your dick is in the shot because there's no camera filming it, so you don't have that pressure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It just seems like it's too much to me. All that direction.
So do you think that having a college degree helped you?
It kind of did because I studied business, marketing, and management. So how else to do marketing if you're marketing yourself? It's kind of easy. I'm always gonna be my own client. You know what I mean? Right. So I kind of took that energy and kind of ran with it, and it worked for me.
Do you think? Go on, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, when you start to do that, put that energy into it, and you see success from it, then it's that kind of is your drive. It makes you want to make do a better presentation, and you know what I mean, get more marketing out there, do it more often, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
see the results.
Because the thing is, it's like some people look at us like athletes. Like if you play baseball, if you're like in the 500 club, you're considered still a good player. When you're doing porn and there's thousands of dollars invested and egos and blah, blah, blah going on, you can't mess up. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't have a bad day. You know what I mean? Because it's a very small community, and if you mess up, the girl that you messed up with is going to tell everybody she knows. You know, just
And
like
everybody's
business.
talking
Yeah.
shit
You know,
about
Yeah.
you.
you have a good you have a good customer in business, they're gonna tell a couple of friends. But if they're a bad customer, they're gonna tell everybody.
Yeah. And then put it on
Always,
social
it's
media.
always that way. Always.
And then they're gonna post it everywhere these days.
Yeah,
True. And quickly.
and very
And
nowadays,
some shit
yeah.
to go viral. You
Yeah,
never know what's
right.
gonna
It's
go
like,
viral.
No way,
You never
no way
know.
to hide it, you know.
Right.
Back in the day, they probably was able to get away with it, but now, like even like dealing with like legends like Lex Steele, like you know, he went through the same thing. Like everybody is gonna have a bad day. No one's gonna be perfect. So after a while, it puts a lot of pressure on you to where you have to deliver. You know?
Can I ask something else about
Go
the
ahead.
pressure? I don't mean to be cutting you off. Is everybody that's under pressure by having the cameras and everything on them, are all the men using some sort of enhancement to help them with their performance?
Most do. You know, it's very, very few that's all natural. You know, like
Yeah, I would imagine because there's pressure. You got lights
I know,
like
and
that
everybody
around.
watching you. Yeah,
right.
right.
And
Lights,
it's
camera,
20 to
lights,
40
props.
people in the room. Like there's nothing sexy about it, even though you're
Yeah.
putting on such a sexy
Yeah.
performance. But
Right.
I would imagine that pressure comes with that. That you're like, oh no, I need to pop this pill to make sure that I'm gonna be able to get the
and
job
and
done.
it's different levels, you know. Like, and I'm not gonna blow anybody up, but like in other countries, they don't even take pills. Like they straight dick steroids,
Ooh.
Oh shit.
straight up needle, like you know,
Wow.
it's in the refrigerator and everything. Like everybody, like they just run because
That sounds painful.
it, like you said, it's so much pressure involved
Yeah.
that you don't like some people end up getting kind of enslaved to the mentality of it because it's like if I mess up, I'm gonna lose my position. And usually every company usually have at least top 5 guys that they go to. So once you drop your position of being in the top 5, it's no real stability in being an adult performer. There's no royalties. There's no residual income that's going to come from it unless you own your own scenes and you own your own website, or now they have the OnlyFans and the other sites. If you're not like in that seat, you're going to basically be getting paid for what a regular income person might make in a week. You might get that in a day, but if you only get 3 or 4 scenes in a month, and you're trying to stay in a certain lifestyle, you're going to be like working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
So you have to have an edge, and that's what everybody kind of looks for, is to have the edge. So I've never had to get to that point of doing the whole, steroids in it, but a lot of performers today, they are using it, because they feel I need to do this, to keep my job.
I mean, have you ever been in any of those porn with the computer generated phased out thing like they do with the Asian porn? Like they do that.
Oh, when they did,
computer-generated
yeah.
shit?
I only went through that with the companies that shoot in Japan. For some reason, I don't know why
They're doing some kinky
Oh,
shit
wait.
over in
They
Japan.
do, but you're not allowed to see their pussy.
Right, it's so
No
crazy.
pussy.
Like they'll do some crazy shit, but
But sometimes they do.
then they
sometimes
have
they
weird
don't,
rules.
though.
Right, you can like get killed but not
Yeah,
seeing
but
the
don't
pussy.
show their
Still don't
pussy.
show the pussy.
and it's crazy because like this is how you people don't really give porn as much respect as they should, because it actually does shape certain cultures. Like that's their thing, and like I've worked with a Japanese company very well, to the point they actually flew me out there for a week to shoot, and then they flew me from Japan to Papua New Guinea, which was like a third world country at the time. And they shot it like straight National Geographic style. So like I'm in the mountains, like headdress on, looking like the tribal chief. And a little backstory of Papua New Guinea. There's basically only 3 orders. The chief that I was with, his cousin, which is between them two is 7 generations
Chief cousin.
of from whenever they colonized it or found it, and then the other half is the city. So the chief of the country actually let me wear his stuff.
wow.
So as I was walking around his village, the kids was crying because they thought that the chief died. Because I was wearing his,
I can see
his
that.
stuff. It's like
Wow.
I'm driving around in the president's car. They're like, hold on, he's not the president. You know what I mean? But like, this is what I mean. Like, so it was like a culture thing for me. Like I had to actually learn their language. I had to learn their culture. So they wanted me to have an understanding of what I was doing.
Wow.
But then at the same time, I still got to whip it out and bang this hot Japanese chick.
And did you promise the guy in charge of the village who let you wear the headdress? Did he get a copy of the? Did he get to watch?
I don't think it was a funny story. Like the first scene that we did, because like being from New York, when we go to the woods or whatever, we kind of look at it as just animals.
Right.
But we was shooting, and I'm hearing stuff in the trees. And I'm not knowing what it is. I'm thinking, oh, it's probably just this or that. No.
Yeah, just an elephant.
So as soon as I pull my dick out, I just see a big fireball just go across, to the other side of that hillish part underneath the mountain. And I'm looking, and I'm like, hold on, the mountain is burning. So it was that serious. Like they was a very, I can't really say religious, but it was very approved. It was very, very approved company or country.
Right, okay.
So like all of that stuff we was doing was completely forbidden to their traditional culture, and they was watching. They was in the trees. Like it was some Tarzan shit going on. Like they was, all of them was in the trees watching us. So I thought it was just the three of us and the crew that was filming, but it was half the village in the trees because we're like, in their hangout spot. They don't have big buildings like we do. So,
the entertainment for a month.
Yeah, well, at first they didn't like it, and they worked it out whatever with the company, and then eventually.
Were they chanting or anything?
No, I mean they respected what we was doing, but whichever people that was in that tribe that didn't like it, that was their little revolution. We don't care what the chief said.
Right.
We don't like this, and they after literally half the mountain is burning. I'm like, all right, we need to kind of stop. The fire's kind of coming up the hill, and then they was they talked it out, they worked it out. Money had to be spent extra, and then we was able to proceed with the production.
That's so awesome that besides knowing that there's gonna be a crazy sex story because it's a porn, that it's about the village and all the whole story. There's a whole extra wild as shit story that comes, and it has nothing to do with the sex part. That's awesome. That's really cool.
And another thing with the
Unexpected.
with the Japanese, they treat their porn stars like we treat our pop stars here.
Okay.
So they will fly them in first class, 5-star, 7-star hotels, and then when they work with us, they had a personal assistant that will literally carry a little umbrella and make sure they don't get too tans. You know what I mean?
Like in tennis matches.
And straight up. And then when they would stop doing the scene, and because when they would come to America, they would just shoot gangbangs. So we got 7 guys. I got Wesley Pipes over here. I got Jack Napier, and to us these are legends. And then even they know once they say cut, we can't look at the girl, we can't talk to the girl. The girl just needs to have her time. And only when they say cut, we can go in. Yeah. Like I said, you learn so much because there's so many different cultures and so many different ways. Everybody in every different country kind of has their own spin,
Yeah. Well, shit, we're gonna. This is really. It makes me multi-jerknal. I can jerk up with either hand. But we are gonna take a break. 5 minutes or so, and we're gonna come back with Michelle. We're gonna come back with Mo the Monster, Jenner G, Hardy Brooklyn, your boy Will B. K on the Drip Over Radio Show. So we will be right back.